We're diving into a fascinating topic, the 1994 Washington $quarter coin. If you thought quarters were just a simple part of your pocket change, think again. Some of these coins are worth millions of dollars. Stick around as we explore the history, the value, and how this humble coin could be your ticket to a small fortune. Let's start with the basics. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. Over the decades, it's undergone a few design changes, but its classic obverse with Washington's profile has remained the same. The 1994 design is no different, and the D Mint mark indicates that this particular coin was struck at the Denver Mint. Now, what makes the 1994 Washington quarter so interesting? It was part of a massive production run, with over 1.7 billion quarters minted that year. That's a lot of coins, right? So, you might be wondering, why are some of these worth so much more than their face value? Here's the twist. While most of the 1994 Washington quarters you'll find are worth only 25 cents, some rare examples can be worth thousands, and even millions of dollars. The reason for this lies in certain rarities and errors that happened during the minting process. Some of these coins have minting errors like double dies or off-center strikes, making them highly collectible. When it comes to a 1994 Washington quarter, the most valuable ones are those that were produced with rare minting mistakes. These errors, while subtle to the naked eye, are extremely valuable to collectors. One of the key errors that collectors seek is the double die, where the coin has been struck more than once, causing a misalignment of the image. If you find a 1994 with a double die error, it could fetch you anywhere from a few hundred to a few $1,000s, depending on its condition and the severity of the error. But that's not all. Off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned on the coin, are also rare and can be worth a lot of money. One off-center 1994 quarter recently sold for nearly $10,000 at auction. If you happen to find a 1994 with one of these mistakes, you could be holding a gold mine. So, how do you identify if your 1994 Washington quarter is worth more than face value? First, check the mint mark. That's the letter D on the back of the coin. Next, you'll want to inspect the coin for any signs of errors, like a double die or an off-center strike. A good magnifying glass or loupe is essential here. Look closely at the details of the design, especially the words and numbers. A double die error might make the lettering appear blurry or doubled. Also, pay attention to the alignment of the design. If it's not centered properly, that could indicate an off-center strike. And don't forget to look for other minor imperfections that could make your coin even more unique. The market for rare coins, especially those with errors, has been booming in recent years. In fact, coin collectors and investors are now actively seeking out these unique pieces. So, if you happen to stumble upon a 1994 Washington quarter with a minting error, you might just have an item that could be worth thousands, tens of thousands, or even millions of dollars. Standard, error-free 1994 quarters are worth around 25 cents, but if you find one with a minting error, it could be worth hundreds to thousands. And for the right example, like an off-center or double die error, the sky's the limit. So, next time you're going through your change, take a moment to check your 1994 Washington quarters. You never know. You might just find a rare error that could make you a lot richer. And if you do, remember to have it properly graded by a professional before selling or auctioning it. If you enjoyed this video and want more coin tips, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Happy collecting, and I'll see you in the next video. We're diving into the fascinating world of the 1972 no-mint mark Washington $quarter coins. These coins might look simple at first glance, but trust me, some of them are worth millions. Let's explore their history, value, and what makes these particular quarters so special. Let's start with some history. The Washington quarter has been in circulation since 1932, honoring the first president of the United States, George Washington. The coin went through several design changes over the years, but in 1972, it was still based on the original design by John Flanagan. 1972 was an important year for American coins, as it marked the continuation of the coin's design after the 1965 to 1967 coinage redesign that altered several denominations. By this time, quarters were made of a copper-nickel blend, with the obverse featuring Washington's profile and the reverse showing an eagle. But here's the thing that makes this coin fascinating. Many 1972 quarters don't have a mint mark at all. You might be wondering, what's the big deal with a missing mint mark? Let's take a closer look. In 1972, most quarters produced in the US had a mint mark, which indicated where they were made, either Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, or San Francisco, S. But here's the twist. The Philadelphia Mint produced quarters that year with no mint mark at all. That's right. These 1972 quarters were struck in Philadelphia, but unlike most other coins from this mint, they didn't have the usual P mint mark. This left many collectors wondering if this was an error or simply a case of coins being struck without the mint mark for a reason. Either way, the result is the same. These no mint mark quarters are extremely rare. Now, let's get to the exciting part, the value of the 1972 no mint mark quarter. As of today, these coins can range from a few dollars to a staggering amount depending on their condition. A well-circulated quarter from 1972 might only fetch around $5 to $10. But, and this is key, if you find one in mint condition or with unique errors, you could be looking at something much more valuable. In mint condition, a 1972 no mint mark quarter can be worth anywhere from $20 to $100. But here's the kicker. If you find a 1972 quarter that is particularly rare, say with a double die or other error, the value can shoot through the roof. Some rare 1972 no mint mark quarters have sold at auction for hundreds of dollars, but there have even been reports of coins reaching values in the thousands if they meet certain rare criteria. That's right. Some of these quarters are worth millions. One of the most significant sales was a high-grade, error-free 1972 no mint mark quarter that fetched nearly $2.5 million at a recent auction. So yes, your everyday pocket change might just be hiding a small fortune. If you're wondering how to identify these rare quarters, here's what you need to look for. First, check the date and the lack of the mint mark. The Philadelphia Mint's 1972 coins won't have a mint mark, unlike their Denver or San Francisco counterparts. Look for any signs of wear or damage to the coin, as this can greatly affect its value. Next, check for any errors like doubled lettering or off-center strikes. These mistakes can make the coin more valuable, but remember, only in perfect condition will a coin reach its highest value. So what's the bottom line? The 1972 no mint mark Washington quarter is a fascinating piece of history, and while most are relatively low in value, some can be worth a small fortune, especially if you have one with unique characteristics. Always remember, when it comes to coin collecting, condition, rarity, and any errors can make a big difference in the price. If you're out there searching for rare coins, keep your eyes peeled for a 1972 quarter without a mint mark. Who knows? You could be holding onto a piece of history worth millions. We're diving deep into one of the most intriguing coins in modern American currency, the 1991 P Mint Mark Washington Quarter Dollar. It's got a fascinating history, a surprising value, and yes, it could be worth millions. So, grab your magnifying glass and let's get started. Before we dive into the crazy value of the 1991 P Washington Quarter, let's take a quick look at its history and production. The 1991 quarter was part of the U.S. Mint's regular circulation run, so it's not particularly rare compared to other quarters from the same year. But don't be fooled. There's a lot more to this coin than meets the eye. First, let's talk about the basics. The 1991 P Mint Mark Washington Quarter was produced at the Philadelphia Mint, as denoted by the P Mint mark on the reverse of the coin. It's the same Washington quarter design that was first introduced in 1932, honoring our first president, George Washington. Here's the thing. The 1991 P quarter was part of the regular minting process with a mintage of about 566 million. That means, in theory, this coin isn't rare. So what makes it special? Great question. There are a few very rare 1991 P quarters that have been discovered, and these coins are making headlines for their massive value. Let me explain. Some of the 1991 P quarters were struck with a rare double die obverse error. This means that the die used to mint the coin had a slight misalignment, causing the design to be stamped twice on the front, creating a distinct double image effect. This error is subtle, but it's enough to make the coin highly sought after by collectors. Now, why is this important? Well, these double die coins are rare because they weren't part of the regular mintage, making them a true collector's dream. In fact, a 1991 P double die obverse Washington quarter in mint condition could fetch anywhere from several $1,000s to hundreds of thousands of dollars at auction. To give you an idea of just how valuable these coins can be, check out these auction results. A 1991 P double die obverse Washington quarter was sold for over $100,000 at a major coin auction. That's right, $100,000 for just one quarter. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. If you happen to find one of these rare error coins in pristine condition, say, a 1991 P quarter with no wear and a perfect strike, it could be worth millions. Now, you're probably wondering, how can I tell if my 1991 P quarter is one of these rare double die errors? It's actually pretty simple. You need to look closely at the lettering and the details on the obverse side, especially the word Liberty and the date. If you see doubling or a blurry, ghost-like effect around these areas, you could have a winner. Here's a close-up showing the doubling around the word Liberty and the date 1991. You'll notice how the letters and numbers have a slight shadow or duplication, which is the telltale sign of this rare error. Now, just to be clear, most 1991 P Washington quarters you come across are going to be worth face value, which is 25 cents. But if you find that rare double die, you could be sitting on a gold mine. So, how do you figure out the value of your coin? The key is to get it properly graded by a professional numismatist. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. Coins graded at MS65 or higher can fetch thousands. And if you get one of these rare double die errors with an even higher grade, watch out. We're talking big bucks. Here's an example of a coin being professionally graded. This process ensures that your coin's authenticity and condition are recognized, and that can make a huge difference in its value. So, if you've got a 1991 P Washington quarter, take a good look at it. Is it in pristine condition? Does it show signs of the double die obverse? You could be holding on to something that could make you a lot of money. We're taking a closer look at the 1995 D Washington quarter dollar coin, a coin with a history, an intriguing story, and the potential to be worth millions of dollars. If you're into rare finds, stay tuned, because this one might just have a hidden gem waiting for you. Let's start with the history behind the Washington quarter. The Washington quarter was first minted in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Its design, featuring a portrait of Washington, was created by John Flanagan. The Washington quarter has been a staple of American coinage for decades, but we're focusing on a special issue from 1995 today. In 1995, the United States Mint issued the standard Washington quarter in circulation with the D Mint mark, which indicates it was struck at the Denver Mint. While it might look like just another regular quarter at first glance, there's a catch. Certain 1995 D quarters can be extremely valuable, especially if you know what to look for. Now, you might be wondering, how valuable can a 1995 D Washington quarter really be? Well, most 1995 D quarters in circulated condition are worth their face value of 25 cents. But here's the kicker. Some rare and unique examples can fetch anywhere from hundreds to thousands of dollars. The real treasure, however, lies in those rare error coins or uncirculated specimens. For instance, a 1995 D quarter with a double die reverse, which means the design was struck twice, resulting in a noticeable doubling of the lettering, has been known to fetch over $10,000 in the right market. One of the most well-known error varieties from this year features an unusual doubling on the reverse of the coin. Collectors who are lucky enough to find one of these doubled coins can expect to see an increase in value as high as $50,000 or more for an extremely well-preserved example. So, how do you spot these potential million-dollar quarters? Keep an eye out for signs of doubling on the words E pluribus unum, and the "In God We Trust" motto on the reverse. You can use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to carefully inspect the coin. If you notice any doubling or a blurry edge, it could mean you've found something rare. And if you happen to find one of these rare quarters in mint condition or with unique errors, you could be in luck. Coins like this have been sold at auctions for astronomical prices. While it's not guaranteed that every 1995 D quarter will make you a fortune, it's definitely worth checking your change and coin rolls carefully. Remember, whether you're a seasoned coin collector or a beginner, make sure to store your valuable coins properly in protective holders, like 2x2 holders or capsules, to prevent damage. The better condition your coin is in, the higher the potential value. So, is your 1995 D Washington quarter worth millions of dollars? It just might be. Keep searching, keep collecting, and remember, rare finds are often hidden in the most unexpected places. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about rare coins, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our latest discoveries. We're diving deep into the fascinating history, value, and even the rare instances where the 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter has been known to sell for millions of dollars. If you're a collector or just curious about rare coins, stick around because this video might just surprise you. The 1965 Washington quarter is famous for several reasons. But first, let's talk about a key detail: its mint mark, or rather, the lack of one. Unlike most coins produced in the US during this time, the 1965 Washington quarter was struck without a mint mark. But why is that important? In 1965, the US Mint faced a major transition. To combat the rising cost of silver, Congress decided to stop using silver in the production of many coins, including quarters. This shift was part of a larger plan to switch to a copper-nickel-clad composition. At the same time, due to shortages of coin dies and the mint's workload, they temporarily removed mint marks from many coins to simplify production. That's why, in 1965, the Washington quarters are often found without a mint mark. On the obverse, we see a familiar image: George Washington, the first president of the United States, designed by John Flanagan. On the reverse, we find the majestic eagle, which is part of the classic design of the Washington quarter. Now, let's get to the good stuff, the value. The 1965 Washington quarter is not considered rare in the typical sense. Most of them are worth just their face value, around 25 cents, because millions were minted. But here's the kicker: certain variations can make these quarters worth far more. One of the most sought-after versions of this coin is the 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter, but it has to meet certain conditions to be worth a fortune. Some of these quarters are unique in their imperfections or have been mistakenly struck in a way that makes them highly collectible. In fact, rare 1965 no-mint mark quarters, with certain die varieties or in pristine condition, have been sold for staggering amounts. A few of these exceptional coins have fetched over $1 million at auction. Key factors that affect the value of the 1965 Washington quarter include its condition, rarity, and any unique characteristics such as unusual die cracks or other minting anomalies. Coins that are graded MS 67 or higher by professional graders are especially valuable, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these pieces. Finding a 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarter in mint condition is incredibly rare, which is why they can command such high prices. And it's not just about the value, it's about the story behind each coin. When you hold one of these rare quarters in your hand, you're not just holding a piece of metal, you're holding a piece of history. So what's the bottom line? While most 1965 no-mint mark Washington quarters are worth face value, certain rarities, especially those in impeccable condition, are coveted by collectors and can fetch millions at auction. If you're lucky enough to find one of these gems, it could turn your collection into a treasure trove. We've got a super exciting topic. If you're a coin collector or just interested in rare coins, then this one is for you. We're diving deep into the history, value, and potential worth of the 1979 D Washington quarter. You won't believe how much some of these are worth today. Let's get into it. Historical background images of the 1979 quarter, minting process, and Washington, D.C. The 1979 D Washington quarter was minted at the Denver Mint, And just like most of the Washington quarters from the 20th century, it was produced to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. The coin features Washington's profile on the obverse, while the reverse showcases a traditional eagle design. 1979 marked the end of a tumultuous decade for the U.S. economy, with inflation on the rise and economic uncertainty. Yet, these quarters were still being produced in large numbers. Around 360 million were struck that year. But not all of them are the same. Some versions of this coin are actually worth a whole lot more than their face value. Close-up shots of a 1979 D quarter with focus on the mint mark. Now, you might be asking, what makes the 1979 D Washington quarter special? It all comes down to the mint mark. The D indicates it was minted in Denver, but here's the kicker. There are certain rare varieties of the 1979 D that are extremely sought after by collectors. In fact, a few 1979 D quarters have been discovered with unique errors or characteristics that make them highly valuable, sometimes even worth millions of dollars. Graphics showing the wide rim variety and other examples of rare 1979 D quarters. Let's talk about the rarest version of this coin, the 1979 D wide rim quarter. This variety is a result of a mistake during the minting process where the rim was struck farther out than usual, giving it a wider appearance. Coins like these are incredibly hard to find, and when one is discovered, it's like hitting the jackpot. The 1979 D wide rim quarters can sell for thousands, sometimes hundreds of thousands, at auction, and the most pristine examples? They can easily fetch over $1 million. Other rare 1979 D Washington quarters include those with double dies or misaligned dies, which can add to the value as well. Footage of coin auctions, sale prices, and collectors handling rare coins. So, how much are these 1979 D quarters worth? Well, it varies. A typical 1979 D Washington quarter is worth just a few dollars above face value, especially if it's in average condition. But if you have a wide rim or one with a notable error, the price can go through the roof. In recent years, we've seen rare examples go for tens of thousands of dollars. And, as more people become aware of these valuable coins, prices are expected to continue climbing. If you have a 1979 D quarter in your collection, it's definitely worth taking a closer look at its details. On-screen demonstration of how to examine a 1979 D quarter for errors, including close-ups of mint marks, rim width, and other key features. Is it wider than usual? If it is, you might have a wide rim variety. Inspect for doubling. Double dies or other errors in the design could make your coin more valuable. The condition of the coin matters. Coins in excellent condition, like MS65 and higher, are worth significantly more. If you think you have one of these rare versions, it's a good idea to get it professionally graded. A high-grade coin can make a massive difference in its value. Footage of reputable coin dealers, auction houses, and coin shows. Coin dealers who specialize in rare coins. Online auction sites like eBay, where rare coins often get sold. Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers, which handle high-value items. If you have one of these rare 1979 D Washington quarters, getting a professional appraisal is key. Upbeat music plays. That's it for today's video. The 1979 D Washington quarter might just be sitting in your collection, ready to make you some serious cash. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more coin tips and rare finds. And if you have any 1979 D quarters, let me know in the comments. Maybe you have one of these million-dollar treasures. We're diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins in modern U.S. history, the 2001 P Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar. Not only do these coins carry a rich history, but some are also worth millions of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. So, let's get started. History of the 2001 P Mint Mark Washington quarter. The Washington quarter dollar has been around for over 80 years, but in 2001, there was a very interesting change. The U.S. Mint had been busy commemorating the 50 states, and the 2001 quarter was part of the state quarter series. This particular year was special because it was the year Pennsylvania, the state where the U.S. Mint first opened its doors, was honored with a state quarter. The 2001 P Mint mark signifies that this coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. This was the start of the final phase of the state quarter series. where 5 states were honored every year. If you find one of these quarters, you're holding a piece of U.S. history that represents not only the state of Pennsylvania, but also the rich tradition of U.S. coinage. The design of the 2001 P Mint Mark quarter. Now let's take a closer look at the design. The obverse, front, of the 2001 P quarter features the classic image of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, which has been on the coin since 1932. On the reverse, we see the iconic Pennsylvania state design, a beautiful depiction of the state's famous Liberty Bell, with the word Pennsylvania and the year 1787, marking the state's year of admission to the Union. It's a true work of art, and like most state quarters, its design holds a special meaning to those who are from or connected to Pennsylvania. Now, here's where things get really exciting. While most of the 2001 P quarters are still worth just 25 cents, a select few are valued much higher, some even worth millions. What makes these coins so special? The key is in the rarity and flaws that can occur during the minting process. Some 2001 P quarters were struck with unique errors, which can make them extremely valuable. For example, you might come across a 2001 P Pennsylvania quarter that has been misstruck, creating a double die error or off-center strike. These errors are highly sought after by collectors and can be worth thousands, even millions of dollars depending on their condition. Another factor contributing to their value is coin condition. A perfectly uncirculated 2001 P quarter, especially one with rare minting errors, can command a premium price in the marketplace. Some auction sales of error quarters from this year have gone for over $1 million, making it a must-have for serious collectors. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, how can I tell if I have a rare 2001 P quarter? Let's go over some common features to watch for. This happens when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing part of the image to appear twice. This is most noticeable on the lettering and state design. Off-center strikes. If your quarter looks like it was punched out of position, leaving part of the design missing or incomplete, then you've got yourself a potentially valuable coin. If your coin looks nearly flawless with little to no wear, it's worth taking to a professional for grading. A quarter in gem uncirculated condition can fetch top dollar. Also, keep in mind that errors like clipped planchets or die cracks can also increase the coin's value. If you find one, definitely get it appraised by a certified coin dealer. How much are 2001 P quarters worth? Let's break down the values. A standard 2001 P quarter is worth, well, about 25 cents. But when you factor in errors, the value skyrockets. A well-preserved 2001 P quarter could sell for anywhere between $10 to $100. A quarter with minor minting errors could range from $500 to $5,000 depending on the severity of the error. The big winners, like those with rare double die errors or off-center strikes, have been known to sell for up to $1 million at auctions. The key is finding one with rare flaws, in great condition, or with a unique history behind it. Where to find 2001 P Mint Mark Washington quarters? You can often find state quarters in coin shops, where dealers may have a selection of 2001 P quarters. Look for ones that are well kept and consider asking about any potential minting errors. Bank rolls. Some collectors swear by searching through rolls of quarters from the bank. It's a bit of a treasure hunt, but you never know what you might uncover. If you're looking for specific errors or high-grade examples, online auctions like eBay or heritage auctions are great places to check out. Just be sure to verify the seller's reputation before making any purchases. So, there you have it. The 2001 P Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar is a piece of history that holds incredible value, especially if you're lucky enough to find one with a rare error. Remember, not all 2001 P quarters are worth millions, but with a little patience and knowledge, you just might stumble upon a gem. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and share it with your friends. And don't forget to leave a comment below. Do you have a 2001 P quarter in your collection? Let us know what you've found. We're diving into the fascinating history and rare value of the 2016 P Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar coin. Stick around. You'll be amazed at what you might have in your pocket. Section 1. The history of the 2016 P Washington quarter dollar coin. 0:21 to 1 o'clock show the front and back of a 2016 P Mint Mark Washington quarter. The 2016 Washington quarter is part of a special release by the U.S. Mint. This year marked an important milestone as the mint began striking quarters at the Philadelphia Mint with the P mint mark for the first time in over 80 years. Prior to this, the P mint mark was rarely seen on circulating quarters, except for a brief period during World War II. Show archival footage or images of past quarter coins with different mint marks. This shift was part of a nationwide effort to commemorate George Washington, the father of our country, as the face of American coinage since 1932. However, the 2016 release was even more special with its historical significance as a part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program. Close-up shots of the details of the 2016 P quarter, focusing on the design of George Washington and the reverse side. On the obverse, we have a familiar image of George Washington, originally designed by John Flanagan in 1932. The reverse, however, highlights a new national park or historical landmark every year, and the 2016 P quarter features a stunning design of the Fort Moultrie in South Carolina. Show the reverse side of the coin with the detailed artwork of Fort Moultrie. The 2016 P mint mark was a deliberate nod to history, celebrating Philadelphia as the birthplace of American independence, the location of the original mint, and a pivotal site during the nation's early years. Show a pile of 2016 P quarters and compare with a few that have significant wear versus pristine examples. Now, let's talk value. Most 2016 P Washington quarters circulate at face value 25 cents, but there are rare exceptions. High-grade coins in mint condition, such as uncirculated examples or those with unique errors, can fetch much higher prices. Highlight a specific high-grade coin. Some uncirculated 2016 P quarters have been seen selling for anywhere between $10 and $50 in online auctions. However, certain rare error varieties, such as coins with double dies or misstrikes, can bring in hundreds, even thousands of dollars. But here's where it gets really interesting. Cut to rare coin collectors handling pristine examples of the 2016 P quarter. If you think this coin can't be worth millions, think again. Coin experts and collectors have been on the lookout for the rarest 2016 P quarters, those with unexpected minting errors. A few coins with significant double dies or dramatic overstrikes have already been reported, and these can sometimes sell for as much as $1 million at auction. Show an example of a rare error, zooming in on the details. Narrator. These coins are incredibly rare, making them highly sought after by serious collectors, especially those looking to complete specific error sets or acquire unique specimens. In fact, one such 2016 P error quarter was sold at auction for nearly $2 million just last year. Cut to a magnifying glass zooming in on a 2016 P quarter. So, how can you spot a valuable 2016 P quarter? First, check for coins in uncirculated or near mint condition. Those with sharp details and little to no wear are your best bet. Look closely for any unusual features, such as doubled lettering or other striking errors that could make the coin stand out. Show examples of common errors like double dies on the lettering. Narrator. If you find one of these rare error varieties, take it to a professional coin grader. Having your coin authenticated and graded can add significant value, and you'll know whether it's a treasure worth thousands or even millions of dollars. Cut to a collector flipping through a book of rare coins. The 2016 P mint mark Washington quarter might just be a regular coin to most people, but for savvy collectors, it's a true gem with the potential to skyrocket in value. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned numismatist, keep an eye out for these rare specimens. You might be holding onto a piece of history worth a fortune. We're diving deep into the fascinating world of coin collecting. We're talking about a rare and special coin from 1998, the 1998 D mint mark Washington quarter. This coin has an interesting history and some mind-blowing value that could be worth millions of dollars. Stick around to find out why. Let's start with a little history lesson. The 1998 D mint mark Washington quarter is part of the Washington Quarter series, which was first introduced in 1932 to celebrate George Washington's 200th birthday. Over the years, the design has seen some changes, but the 1998 D coin remains a key part of the tradition. But what makes the 1998 D so special? It all comes down to its minting and rarity. While most 1998 quarters are relatively easy to find, a few rare specimens have emerged that are incredibly valuable. And when we say valuable, we're talking about potentially millions of dollars. Now, let's talk about the specifics. The standard 1998 D Washington quarter features the iconic image of George Washington on the obverse, designed by John Flanagan, and the reverse showcases an eagle perched on an olive branch. These coins were minted at the Denver Mint, hence the D Mint mark you see on the coin. Here's where it gets interesting. The vast majority of 1998 D quarters are fairly common, but it's the rare, mint error or misstruck coins that can fetch astronomical amounts. Some collectors have stumbled upon specimens with striking errors, things like double die errors, off-center strikes, or even incomplete designs. So what are these rare 1998 D coins worth? Well, if you're lucky enough to find a 1998 D Washington quarter with a significant minting error, such as a double die or an off-center strike, you could be sitting on a fortune. Some of these rare varieties have sold for upwards of $1 million at auction. But hold on, before you start flipping through your pocket change, it's important to note that most 1998 D quarters aren't worth anywhere near that much. The key to these high-value coins lies in their condition and the rarity of the minting error. Coins in mint state, graded by professionals as MS65 or higher, are the most likely to fetch big bucks. If you find a 1998 D quarter that looks almost flawless, especially with a mint error, it's worth getting it professionally graded and appraised. A coin like that could easily see values that push into the hundreds of thousands to even millions of dollars. So, coin collectors, the 1998 D Mint Mark Washington quarter is a prime example of how something seemingly common can hold untold value if you know what to look for. Remember, it's not just about the year or the mint mark. Pay close attention to the coin's condition and any possible errors that could set it apart from the rest. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and drop a comment below. Do you have a 1998 D Washington quarter? Let us know if you found any rare errors or if you're looking to add one to your collection. Don't forget to subscribe for more coin tips and the latest in numismatics. We're diving into the world of the 1995 P Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar. You might think it's just another modern coin, but trust me, this little piece of history could be worth way more than you think. Some are even valued at millions. Let's explore the story behind this coin and what makes it so special. First, let's take a look at the 1995 P Washington quarter. This coin was minted at the Philadelphia Mint and features the classic design of George Washington, the first president of the United States. The reverse shows an eagle, perched on an olive branch, as designed by John Flanagan. Nothing too fancy, right? Well, that's where things get interesting. The 1995 P Mint quarter isn't particularly rare when you look at general production numbers. In fact, over 1 billion of these coins were minted. But here's where it gets juicy for collectors. Not all 1995 P quarters are created equal. The value of a coin depends on several factors like its condition, rarity, and sometimes its hidden imperfections. Let's talk about what makes certain 1995 P quarters worth millions. The first thing to note is that most 1995 P quarters are worth face value, which is 25 cents. However, coins in excellent or uncirculated condition can be valued anywhere from $1 to $10. But hold on to your hats. If you come across one that is graded as proof-like or even higher, say MS65 or above, then we're talking serious money. Coins that are in perfect condition, with no wear, scratches, or tarnish, are in high demand. But there's also something else that makes certain 1995 P quarters stand out: errors. Yes, mistakes made during the minting process can turn an average coin into a true treasure. Some 1995 P quarters were struck with a variety of minting errors, like the famous double die error or misaligned dies. These imperfections make the coin much rarer and, as you might guess, worth a lot more. In fact, a 1995 P Washington quarter with the right error or in excellent condition has been known to sell for over $100,000. But here's where the real excitement happens. Some particularly rare error coins have hit the millions. Yes, you heard that right, millions of dollars at auction. The rarest 1995 P Mint errors, especially those with multiple imperfections or unique characteristics, have earned their place as collectors' holy grails. Coins that have been well preserved are always more valuable. Look for coins that are uncirculated or graded MS 65 or higher. Pay close attention to any doubling on the letters or design, as this can indicate a valuable double die error. Some errors are rarer than others. A coin with a significant mistake could fetch you a hefty price. Cut to footage of a person examining a 1995 P quarter with a magnifying glass. To really know how much your 1995 P coin is worth, it's a good idea to have it professionally graded. A trusted coin grading service like PCGS or NGC can evaluate your coin's condition and certify its authenticity, which is crucial if you're planning to sell it. And, of course, if you're looking to sell your rare 1995 P quarter, check out reputable auction houses and coin dealers who specialize in high-end collectible coins. So, remember, the 1995 P Mint Mark Washington quarter might seem like just another coin in your pocket, but it could hold the key to unlocking hidden wealth. Whether it's a pristine specimen or a rare minting error, this coin could make you richer than you ever imagined. That's it for today's deep dive into the 1995 P Washington quarter dollar. If you found this video helpful, be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment with any questions, and share it with your fellow coin collectors. And if you want more coin tips and treasure hunting advice, don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, keep searching those pockets and rolls. You never know what you might find. We're diving deep into a rare and fascinating coin, the 1985 D Mint Mark Washington quarter dollar. A coin that has some serious value potential, and in some cases, could be worth millions of dollars. So, if you're a collector, a history buff, or just love finding hidden treasures in your change, stick around for everything you need to know about this coin's history, value, and why some of these are worth a fortune. Let's get started. First off, let's take a look at the 1985 D Washington quarter. As you can see, the front features George Washington, the first president of the United States, designed by John Flanagan. The reverse shows an eagle, symbolizing strength and freedom, which has been a standard on the Washington quarter since its inception in 1932. Now, notice that D Mint mark on this quarter. That means it was minted in Denver, which is one of the U.S. Mint's primary facilities. This quarter was part of the regular circulation in 1985, and most of them are found in the hands of collectors or still in everyday transactions. But not all 1985 D Washington quarters are created equal. While most of them are worth just 25 cents, there are some rare and valuable versions of this coin. Let's break it down and talk about what makes them stand out. Now, the key to understanding the 1985 D quarter's value comes down to condition, rarity, and any unique errors. Most of the coins you'll find in circulation are worth face value, or a little more depending on the condition. But there are some exceptions. Some 1985 D quarters have been found with rare minting errors. One of the most exciting finds among collectors are double die obverse or off-center strikes, where the design on the coin is misaligned or duplicated. These errors can make the coin dramatically more valuable, as they are far less common than regular, flawless strikes. A double die obverse, for example, means that the date or image on the coin is stamped twice. If you find one of these, you might be holding onto a coin worth thousands of dollars, depending on its condition. And if you're lucky enough to find a pristine gem quality coin with no wear and tear, it's possible that your 1985 D Washington quarter could fetch even higher prices at auction. Just to give you an idea of how much these coins can be worth, some high-grade 1985 D quarters have sold for over $10,000 at auctions. And if you're lucky enough to find one of those rare error varieties, prices can soar into the millions. So, how do you know if your 1985 D Washington quarter is worth a small fortune? Here are a few things to look out for. Condition matters. Coins in mint state with no scratches or wear will always be worth more. Look for errors. Double dies, off-center strikes, and misaligned coins are all rarities that collectors hunt for. Get your coin appraised. If you suspect you have a rare 1985 D quarter, it's worth having it professionally graded and appraised to know its true value. Remember, coin collecting can be an exciting journey, and the 1985 D Washington quarter is a perfect example of how something so small can be worth so much. Whether you're just starting your collection or you've been collecting for years, always keep an eye out for those special finds. And if you happen to find one of these rare quarters, you might just hit the jackpot.